2019 Australian Open champion Novak Djokovic, AP, Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal are 31 years old and 32 years old, respectively. This is traditionally the age when professional tennis players retire, yet Nole and Rafa are dominating the ATP Tour, and show no sign they're going to stop doing so anytime soon. There is, of course, an obvious reason for this: they are all-time greats and determined competitors. They also have an advantage their top-ranked predecessors didn't: the next generation hasn't shown up. Roger Federer at 31 had to deal with Nadal and Djokovic, then in their mid-20s primes. Pete Sampras at 31 had to face a 22-year-old Marat Safin, a 21-year-old Lleyton Hewitt and, oh yeah, a 21-year-old Federer. John McEnroe at 31 battled 24-year-old Stefan Edberg, 22-year-old Boris Becker, 20-year-old Andre Agassi and a 19-year-old Sampras. So it has gone throughout tennis history, with the next generation of greats rising up against the older champs. Until now, Rafael Nadal, AP, greatness just might have skipped an entire generation for the first time ever. The next great champion was supposed to be Grigor Dimitrov, tagged early in his career with the Baby Federer moniker. He will turn 28 this spring without having ever reached a major final. Nick Kyrgios has been heralded ever since he, as a teenager, bested Nadal in the fourth round at Wimbledon in 2014. He's about to turn 24 and is ranked 67th in the world. When Milos Raonic joined the tour, he earned do's and ahs every time he threw down one of his mammoth serves. He's now 28 and has reached one major final, which he lost in straight sets. It's been argued that the next generation hasn't broken through because the Big Four, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic and Andy Murray, are so good. True enough, even if a young Don Budge and Bjorn Borg were coming up behind them, the aging Big Four still would be holding up their fair share of trophies. But there have been brief periods in recent years when Federer, Nadal, Djokovic and Murray all have been sidelined or a little off their games, and the younger guys still haven't been able to step up. Grigor Dimitrov, AP, the player who finally overcame Djokovic and Nadal, at least for a while, their contemporary Stan Wawrinka, who won the first of his three majors at age 28 in 2014. 5 years after Wawrinka's belated breakthrough, Djokovic and Nadal's toughest competition remains Federer, who will turn 38 this year. Early in this year's Australian Open, it seemed clear that a young gun at last was making a serious move. 20-year-old Stefanos Tsitsipas ousted Federer in the fourth round with an impressive display of classic, all-court tennis. As a result, many tennis observers, this writer included, got a little giddy. Nadal soon threw ice water in our faces with a straight-set semi-final beatdown of the young Greek, prompting Tsitsipas to say Rafa took tennis to another dimension. He wondered how Federer has managed to have any success against the Spaniard over the years. Karen Khachanov, AP, I'm just trying to think how Federer beat him with such a similar game style as me, he said. I'm trying to understand. I mean, I don't want to lose to Rafa 10 times, so Tsitsipas has to crack the tennis textbooks anew and build his confidence back up. But at least he began to make a case for himself as a future champion. None of his hyped contemporaries could do the same at the 2019 Australian Open, which Djokovic won in a romp on Sunday over Nadal. 22-year-old Russian Daniil Medvedev went into his fourth-round match against Djokovic insisting the Serb is not playing as he was before. You always have chances to beat him. Medvedev had his chances, and couldn't take them. He lost to Djokovic in 4 sets. Alexander Zverev, AP, his fellow 22-year-old countryman Karen Khachanov, meanwhile, went out in the third round to Roberto Bautista Agut in straight sets. The 21-year-old German Alexander Zverev is ranked third in the world but continued to disappoint on the sport's biggest stages, falling in straight sets to Raonic in the fourth round. 25-year-old Austrian Dominic Thiem, last year's French Open finalist, had to retire in his second-round match. Tsitsipas and Zverev, Khachanov and Medvedev and Thiem, these are all very good players. They have all the talent and athleticism you expect in champions. But winning majors is also about mental fortitude, and that certain indefinable something Djokovic and Nadal showed in Melbourne. They still have all those attributes in spades. Their young wannabe competitors, on the other hand, each showed they might be missing a key ingredient or two that will forever hold them down, deficiencies that very well could create tennis' first true lost generation. Douglas Perry at Douglas M. Perry. Visit subscription.oregonlive.com/newsletters to get Oregonian, Oregon Live journalism delivered to your email inbox.